Hello, my name is Fred Smith, and I'm a PhD candidate in the Instructional Leadership for Changing Populations at Notre of Maryland University, located in Baltimore, Maryland. And the topic for the day is investigating the relationship of the iReady third grade computer-based formative assessment and student achievement as measured by the Maryland College and Career Readiness Standards and PARCC, the Partnership for the Assessment of Readiness for College and Career third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment. Investigating the predictability if any computer-based formative assessment system have on the state of Maryland College and Career Readiness Standards, which is Maryland's version of the PARCC, the Partnership for the Assessment of Readiness for College and Career, end-of-year state summative assessment of learning, may provide evidence that computer-based formative assessment platforms have an inherent capability to predict students' academic progress towards meeting expected third grade level mathematics learning standards and end of year third grade mathematics state summative assessment outcomes. In addition, the Educational Research Institute of America, ERIA, was contracted by Curriculum Associates, the publishers of iReady, to perform most of the research studies on iReady. ERIA conducted 5 research studies on iReady between 2016 and 2017, which provided results that strongly correlated the end-of-year state summative assessment for the following states: New York, Florida, Mississippi, North Carolina, and Ohio state assessments for ELA and math. Since ERIA conducted most of the available research on iReady, this presents an issue of objectivity for their findings. Also, their results were not subject to any peer-reviewed journals. Due to this unresolved research dilemma, additional opportunities exist to investigate how computer-based formative assessments impact student achievement. Schools are implementing this tool to prepare students for end-of-year state summative assessments at a more noteworthy rate than previously. The limited amount of third-party evidence available on the use of computer-based formative assessments demonstrates there is a potential for new information produced from a study investigating this relationship. The methods and materials of my project, the hypothesis 1 is there will be a positive correlation between scores on the iReady third grade computer-based formative assessment and the proficiency of the MCCRS /PARCC third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment. And hypothesis 2, student performance on the iReady third grade computer-based mathematics formative assessment will predict the performance on the MCCRS PARCC third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessments. The participants were taken from the 2018-2019 MCCRS PARCC and iReady mathematics scores of 466 elementary school students enrolled in third grade and matriculating in a rural district in the Eastern Shore of Maryland were used in this study. The students attended 5 elementary schools in this rural school district in the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Data was collected on 210 females and 242 males. The independent variables are grade level, racial and ethnic groups, gender, free and reduced lunch participation, and special education and 504 enrollment. My dependent variables are the scores obtained on the 2018-2019 MCCRS PARCC and third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment on the iReady third grade computer-based mathematics formative assessment. The study utilized archive administrative student data to test the hypothesis proposed in this study. The results: there is a positive correlation between the MCCRS and PARCC third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment scores and iReady third grade computer-based mathematics formative assessments. There was a Pearson correlation of 0.801 and a Spearman's role 0.781 for the third grade mathematics assessment. Based on this analysis, I accept the null hypothesis of H1 and conclude that there is a positive correlation between MCCRS and PARCC third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment scores and the iReady third grade computer-based mathematics formative assessment scores. Per coin, the effect size is large. See below the chart, it displays the linear relationship between iReady and MCCRS PARCC third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment. And you can see the linear relationship between the two. A chi-square test was also conducted and demonstrated a statistically significant association between performance on the iReady third grade mathematics formative assessment and the MCCRS PARCC third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment was observed at a p-value of 0.000. Based on this analysis, I accept the null hypothesis of H2 and conclude that there is a positive correlation between the MCCRS PARCC third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment scores and the iReady third grade computer-based mathematics formative assessment scores. And again, per coin, this is a very large effect size. And here you can see the linear relationship on the chart in the middle of the page here between the iReady computer-based formative assessment and the MCCRS PARCC end of year state summative assessment. You see that nice fit there, line of fit there, that linear regression. In conclusion, the strong correlation between MCCRS and PARCC and iReady mathematics assessments are promising and will assist the school system in using iReady scores to predict MCCRS PARCC scores. As the research indicates, as iReady is used, student performance is positively correlated with the MCCRS PARCC mathematics assessment. iReady provides the ability to customize student learning and permit the teacher to give individualized instruction based upon their student needs. Schools in America are held accountable for student achievement and are frequently punished if a specific number of students don't pass the end-of-year state test. By pinpointing students who are at risk for failing the state MCCRS and PARCC end-of-year state summative assessments, teachers can provide intensive instruction to improve mathematics competency prior to the administration of the MCCRS PARCC end-of-year state summative assessment. By utilizing formative assessments such as iReady computer-based formative assessment, schools can distinguish students who might be at risk for failing the state end-of-year assessment and further monitor progress toward meeting mathematics standards. Furthermore, by having a specific score on iReady computer-based formative assessment to acquire a proficiency score on the MCCRS PARCC, schools would have a particular objective to work in that direction throughout the school year. The results of this study produced two significant findings. First, a strong correlation was found for iReady third grade computer-based mathematics formative assessment and MCCRS PARCC third grade mathematics scores, mathematics section as evidence, scores as evidence by a Pearson correlation of 0.801 and a Spearman's rho of 0.7801, which is significant to the 0.1 level. Second, using a linear regression, a prediction can be made that iReady computer-based formative assessment can predict proficiency on the MCCRS PARCC third grade mathematics end-of-year summative assessment. Results predicted that a score on iReady between 449 and 516 is needed to predict proficiency on the MCCRS PARCC scores in the range between 759 and 834, which is meeting standards and exceeding standards in the state of Maryland if a student had that scale score on their MCCRS PARCC assessment. And again, chart 1 displays the linear relationship between iReady and MCCRS PARCC third grade mathematics end of year state summative assessment. These results are consistent with previous findings such as Hart, who also discovered a strong correlation between formative assessments and end-of-year state summative assessments. Furthermore, Shapiro, Dennis, and Few 2015 also found that computer-based formative assessments could function as a predictor for end-of-year state summative assessments. For a more extensive understanding, the evidence from this study supports the assertion of Vygotsky, who suggested that learning occurs from a level to level and develops through understanding and necessity. The limitations of this study include the use of only one grade level and one content area in only one school district in the state of Maryland. Other school districts in Maryland who use iReady computer-based formative assessments should be included in future research. Further future studies should include data from each administration of iReady computer-based formative assessment, because most school districts do it in 3 intervals, fall, winter, and spring, throughout the school year to investigate any changes from one measure to the next. Besides, this rule in diverse school districts may not reflect the general population of elementary school students. Another limitation was that only specific variables such as teacher quality, parental involvement, and school climate might exist as relevant factors for this study, but was not accessible for measurement in the archival data given by the school district. Therefore, future considerations would be to look further at the limitations that I spoke of earlier. But from conclusion of this study, iReady does have and is correlated with the end-of-year state summative assessments in the state of Maryland, and it is statistically correlated. Thank you for listening to my presentations, and I'll take any questions at this point in time. Have a great afternoon, and thanks for coming out. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I will enjoy listening to some of your questions and comments at this time. So take care and have a great day. Thank you.